All right, so in the world of market research, there's this huge battle brewing, right? It's basically the raw power of AI versus, well, decades of human experience. So, what happens when a researcher, a real veteran with 20 years in the game, gets skeptical and decides to pit them against each other in a real world test? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
And really, this is the question at the heart of the whole thing. It comes from a market research vet who saw his industry, an industry built on actually understanding people, suddenly get all excited about synthetic data. That's data made up entirely by an AI. So you can see why he was skeptical, right? I mean, how on earth could a machine really get what makes people tick?
So, instead of just sitting around and debating it, he did something about it. He set up this amazing experiment, a real head to head competition. The goal? To see if an AI could actually mimic the super complex, nuanced opinions of real, living, breathing consumers. And the results? Oh man, they are definitely going to surprise you.
Okay, so this brings us to what he called the Great Data Experiment. And look, this wasn't just some casual test. Nope, this was a seriously structured, methodical challenge. He wanted a definitive answer, once and for all.
So here's the setup. He creates this hypothetical business problem. Imagine a client wants to launch a brand new herbal energy drink, specifically in the Kenyan market. The big question was, could an AI actually understand the local vibe? The consumers, the competition, what the opportunities were. Could it do that as well as good old-fashioned research? It's a perfect real-world test case.
And his plan, honestly, it was simple but totally brilliant. He broke it down into 3 phases. Phase 1, let the AI go to work. Let it do its research and create a whole set of synthetic data. Phase 2, run the exact same study, but the old-fashioned way, with real people. And then phase 3, the big finale, put those 2 sets of data side by side and see what happens.
All right, so phase 1 kicks off. The AI gets its assignment: build an entire virtual market completely from scratch. And trust me, this is where it starts to get really interesting. So first up, the AI had to figure out who the potential customers in Kenya even were. And get this, the results were fascinating. It didn't just spit out generic labels. No way. It created these super detailed, believable personas, like the urban achiever or the hustling entrepreneur. This wasn't just raw data. It was this incredibly nuanced picture of a real market. Okay, so once it had these virtual people, these personas, the AI went ahead and designed a professional-grade survey. Then it had each of its personas answer that survey. And just like that, it generated 50 complete sets of synthetic data. Boom. The AI's job was done. And now, for the moment of truth. This is the main event. You've got the AI data in one hand, the real human data in the other. It was time for the face-off. The big question? How would the machine's predictions actually stack up against reality? And the initial results were, honestly, they were pretty shocking. When you looked at the most critical business questions, like, are people interested in this drink? How much will they pay? Would they switch from their current brand? The AI's data was remarkably similar to what the real people said. I mean, that's a huge point for the AI right out of the gate. But look, in research, feeling similar just doesn't cut it. It has to be statistically valid. So the industry standard for a model like this is an 80% accuracy threshold. That's the bar. And the big question was, did the AI clear it? Well, it didn't just clear it, it blew right past it. So, what was the final number? When all the dust settled and the tests were run, the validity score, comparing the AI to the real humans, was a staggering 88.9%. Just let that sink in for a second. Anything over 80% is considered reliable for making big decisions. This score means the AI wasn't just taking a wild guess. Its predictions were, statistically speaking, almost identical to reality. Yeah, this wasn't some fluke. It wasn't a lucky guess. A score that high is proof that the model is reliable. It means it's solid enough that a real business could look at this data and confidently make huge strategic decisions about launching their product. So, okay, with a result this decisive, what's the verdict? Is it time to pack it in and let the algorithms take over for human researchers? Well, not so fast. Let's actually look at what the researcher himself took away from all this. The takeaways here are super practical. First, synthetic data isn't some magic bullet, but it's an incredibly powerful new tool. It's fantastic for that initial testing phase, just exploring ideas. It can be a total lifesaver if you're on a tight budget or trying to reach groups that are really hard to survey. But And this is the big but. It always, always has to be validated against real data. Its true power is in speeding the whole process up.
And that brings us to maybe the most important conclusion from this whole experiment. The researcher realized that, yeah, the AI is incredibly powerful, but it's not a standalone solution. It can't do the job alone. To be truly effective, it needs a human expert to guide it, someone with real on-the-ground market knowledge and a deep understanding of the industry.
So in the end, this whole experiment wasn't really about crowning a winner in some AI versus human showdown. Not at all. Instead, it pointed to something way more powerful. The future, it seems, isn't about replacement. It's about collaboration. It's about a partnership where human expertise guides this amazing artificial intelligence to get insights that are faster and deeper than anything we've ever seen before. The only real question left is, are we ready for it?